Speaking of different ways of experiencing the world, there's this funny scene in the novel where the puppy is totally bewildered by a crowd of people entering a church. He thinks it's a restaurant.
Classic. I love that part.
Right. It's a great example of how dogs experience the world through their senses, not these abstract concepts like religion. He sees a gathering, and he assumes logically, from his point of view, there must be food.
Makes perfect sense to him.
Totally. He's sniffing around expectantly, and he just completely misses the spiritual significance of the whole thing. It's hilarious, but it also highlights how differently we experience the world.
And how much we might be missing by not paying attention to our senses more. The sources really emphasize this point. Dogs, they live through smell, sound, touch. It's this constant symphony of sensations.
Makes you wonder, when was the last time you really smelled the rain or felt the sun on your skin?
It's a reminder to slow down, be present, engage those senses, to appreciate the simple beauty around us. Maybe that's a form of wisdom we can glean from our canine friends.
I like that. Now, for a slightly less fluffy topic, several of the sources contrast this canine wisdom with some less desirable human qualities, specifically ego and resentment.
Yes. The dark side.
Right. And there's this list that really gets to the heart of it. It directly compares dogs and resentful humans, pointing out the stark differences.
It's like night and day almost.
Exactly. So hit me with some highlights. What makes dogs so different from these resentful humans?
Well, for one, dogs learn from their experiences, while resentful humans dwell on the past. Dogs are honest in their communication. Resentful humans manipulate.
Ouch. That one hits a little close to home, doesn't it?
It does. But there's humor in that honesty, too.
Yeah.
It makes you think, are we letting ego and resentment get in the way of living more fully? More like, well, like a dog?
Interesting thought. And the novel actually explores this theme through a parable about two men lost in the desert. One's driven by ego and pride, the other by compassion and humility.
And it's the one who lets go of his ego that ultimately finds his way back to safety.
Powerful. So it's really a message about the destructive power of ego and the importance of humility, qualities we see in dogs all the time in their interactions with each other and with us. So I guess the question is, where do you see ego and resentment playing out in your own life? How are those qualities holding you back from experiencing genuine connection and joy?
That's something worth thinking about.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe by observing our dogs, learning from their simple but profound way of approaching life, we can start to let go of some of those negative patterns and, well, embrace a more fulfilling way of being.
I think that's a great place to leave it for now.